Okay, in the last lecture, I think we have discussed up to the frequency sampling realization of the FIR filter. Okay, we have completed the frequency sampling realization of the FIR filter, and we have completed up to this diagram. Now we go, just a second. Yeah. Okay. So now today we go for the some more discussion for this frequency sampling structures and few examples related to this. So when the desired frequency response characteristic of the FIR filter is narrow band, most of the gain parameters of hk plus alpha are 0. And the last time we have calculated this hk plus alpha. So here it is mentioned when the gain, you can see the frequency response characteristic of FIR filter are narrow band. In that case, we can say the h, whatever the gain parameter associated with hk plus alpha are 0. So consequently, the corresponding resonant filters can be eliminated. So those filters having the zero gain factors are eliminated, and only the filters with non-zero gains need to be retained. So the net result is a filter that requires fewer computations, means less number of multiplications and less number of addition than the corresponding direct form realization. Thus, we obtain a more efficient realization. So here by doing this, we are able to reduce the number of multiplication as well as additions. So our computational complexity compared to direct form implementation is reduced and we obtain more efficient realization. Okay, so now just note down these equations. So frequency sampling structure. So the frequency sampling filter structure can be simplified further by exploiting the symmetry in hk plus alpha, namely that is h of k is equal to h of transpose m minus k for alpha is equal to 0, and h of, suppose h of k is equal to h of transpose m minus k, or you can say complex term that is m minus k for alpha is equal to 0, and for alpha is equal to 1 by 2, the equation can be k plus 1 by 2 because the equation is k plus alpha. So here if you are taking 1 by 2, then it will be same as m minus k minus 1 by 2. Okay, so as a result of this symmetry, a pair of single pole filters can be combined to form a single two pole filter. So here what we are doing, using this symmetry, a pair of single pole filters. So filters having the single pole are combined or clubbed together to form a single two pole filter. So we are getting the one filter only having two poles with real valued parameters. So thus for alpha is equal to 0, the system function h2z reduces to. So now we are considering the specific case of alpha is equal to 0. Whatever previously discussed system function h2z, that is now reduces it to this h2z is equal to h of 0 divided by 1 minus z inverse plus sigma k is equal to 1 to m minus 1 by 2 ak plus bk into z inverse divide by 1 minus cos 2 pi k by m into z inverse plus z raised to minus 2, where m having the odd value. So if m is the odd value, then you have to apply this equation. Now suppose m having the even value, then you have to apply the second equation for the calculation of system function h2z, that is h0 divided by 1 minus z inverse plus h of m by 2 divided by 1 plus z inverse, then plus sigma k is equal to 1 to m by 2 minus 1 ak plus bk z raised to minus 1 divide by 1 minus 2 cos 2 pi by k divide by m into z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. So these two equation we are using when we solve for the m having odd value or m having the even value, and we calculate the h2z based on this. So whatever ak and vk coefficient mentioned over here, the meaning of this is hk is given by hk plus h of m minus k, and bk coefficient is hk e raised to minus j 2 pi k by m, and h of m minus k into e raised to j 2 pi k divided by m. Similar expression can be obtained for alpha is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, so here we are deriving this equation, we are mentioning this equation for alpha is equal to 0 case. Similar equation can be obtained for alpha is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, all of you please note down this equation. We will utilize this equation for the solution of the example. Just write down this equation. Equation for m is equal to odd and equation for m is equal to even. Okay, now write down this example. Sketch the block diagram. Sketch the block diagram for the direct form realization. Sketch the block diagram for the direct form realization and the frequency sampling realization of the m is equal to 32, alpha is equal to 0, linear phase or symmetric FIR filter which has frequency samples h of 2 pi by k by 32 is equal to 1 for the values of k is equal to 0, 1, 2. Another is 1 by 2 where k having value 3, 0 for the values of k from 4 to 15. Compare the computational complexity of these two structures. Okay, so here m is equal to 32 and alpha is equal to 0, that is given, and linear phase or symmetric filter is given. So here the equation is h of 2 pi k by 32, which is same as our equation whatever we have written earlier, h of omega k divided by m, h of omega k divided by m. Here m is equal to 32 and the values for the k coefficients are given. For k is equal to 0 to 1, 0, 1 and 2, you are having value 1. For k is equal to 3, you are having value 1 by 2, and for the values of k, you are having value 4 to 15, that is 0. So now you have to compare the computational complexity of these two structures. First you have to implement it with the direct form realization, and then you have to find out the implementation with frequency sampling structure. Okay, so since the filter is symmetric, we exploit this symmetry and thus reduce the number of multiplications per output point by a factor of 2 from 32 to 16 in the direct form realization. So as we have it is mentioned that a filter is symmetric or linear phase. In linear phase or symmetrical filter, what happen? After exact half point, you are getting the same point. So here m is equal to 32. So after every 16 points, you are getting the same repetition. Okay, so in this case, what happened? Your number of multiplication per output point can be reduced by a factor of 2 because we are doing this 32 to 16 in the direct form realization for this symmetrical filter. So the number of addition per output point, in our direct form structure is m minus 41. The block diagram for the direct form realization is illustrated in the figure. So this is the direct form realization for m is equal to 32 FIR filter. Yeah, so this is the structure we are using to show the symmetrical filter. So here you can see the coefficient whatever we are using, instead of 16 coefficient we are using the only instead of 32 coefficient we are using the first 16 coefficients only, h0, h1, h2 up to h15. And then by using this type of structure, that is a symmetrical structure, we are able to obtain the m is equal to 32 FIR filter. Okay, so this is a one symmetrical structure. So first one is x of n is given, which is added, and then it is passed from the h0 coefficient. So this will be your first coefficient. Then x1 delayed by 1 unit, you are getting xn minus 1, which is added over here, and it is multiplied with h1. You are getting the second coefficient. Similarly, you get the symmetrical coefficients also, because here h0 to h15 are utilized for the remaining values. Means you can say here you implement h0 to h15 only, but this will give you the output for m is equal to 32. As the another coefficients means h0 to h15 are will give the filter will give you the same value h16 to h32. So instead of h16 to h32 coefficients, we are using the same coefficient and obtain the direct form realization. Here I have shown the symmetrical structure for direct form realization. You can draw the original one also. But if you use this symmetrical, the advantage is we are able to reduce the number of multiplication by a factor 2. Instead of 32 multiplication, now you require only 16 multiplication, and number of additions are m minus 1, so that is 31 number of additions are required. Okay, now we go for discussion about the frequency sampling realization. So here we drop all the terms that having zero gain coefficient. So here we have seen that in this equation the values are 1 for the k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 1 by 2 for k is equal to 3, and 0 for the values 4, 5, 50. So here you can see that here we drop all the terms that have a zero gain coefficient h of k. Just a second. Okay, which this is okay. I'm repeating this structure. This structure is nothing but the symmetrical structure, though in your syllabus only the direct form structure and some points about the symmetrical structure was mentioned. So here we are using this symmetrical structure. So here you can see x of n is given, it passed from z inverse, you are getting this x raised to n minus 1 first delayed point over here. Similarly, x n minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4, n minus 5, n minus 6, and up to this point. So you are getting the points which are nothing but 16 point over here, means first element, then you are getting, if I am continue with this, then x n minus 16 up to, you can say here you are getting x of n minus 31, n minus 31 coefficients you are getting. Here the advantage is the structure is designed in such a way for the symmetrical filter you require the less number or half number of multiplication compared to the direct implementation. So here this is the structure. Here we are getting x of n, it is multiplied with h0 coefficient, and as we know this is a symmetrical filter, so whatever h0 coefficient you are getting, this n minus 31 coefficient having the same value. So here this coefficient is coming from here, second coefficient you are applying from here, both are added at this place and they are multiplied with the same coefficient. So what happened? Instead of two multiplication, one is for x0, another for x n minus 31, we are using the single multiplication of these two coefficients with h0. So here instead of two multiplication, we require only one. So instead of 32 multiplication, that is divided by 2, so total 16 multiplications are needed. So this structure is nothing but for the you can say converting the direct form structure into the symmetric form. Okay, so this we are using over here to reduce the number of multiplication only, and additions remain same, that is m minus 1, so 32 minus 1, 31 additions are needed. So this is how we are implementing this filter with the direct form realization. Hope you clear, Ekta. And another is Priyanshi. Yeah, m, if m is odd over there, we have to use that particular equation, and then we go for the equation in that some and is will be like this. Here you are shown this h to z is equal to h0 to 1 minus z inverse. This is the first parameter, and then this way we have to divide this k is equal to 1 to m minus 1 by 2. For example, I am taking the odd value, that is 31. So what happened? 31 minus 1. So what happened? 31 minus 1, that is 30, divided by 2, 15. So now your filter will be k is equal to 1 to 15. Instead of k is equal to 1 to 16, now we are getting k is equal to 1 to 15, and first coefficient is plotted over here. So 0 coefficient over here and remaining 15 coefficient at this place. Okay, this is what when you are taking the m value odd. All of you clear now? Please let me know, as in your syllabus most of the things are given for the direct form structure. They have discussed symmetrical structure in very short. So I am taking this symmetrical structure with this frequency sampling structure. So only the thing you have to remember, it reduces the number of multiplication by 2 only. Okay. Hope all of you clear. Please let me know so I can continue with the next slide. any query, please. Okay, okay. Okay, so let me continue with the example. So here, whatever the non-zero coefficient hk and the corresponding pairs are here, as we have seen in this equation, the non-zero values are for the k is equal to 0, 1, 2 and k is equal to 3 only. So when k is equal to 0, 1 and 2 and k is equal to 3, you are getting this non-zero values. And for k is equal to 4 to 15, you are having the zero value. So this whatever what is mentioned, the hm minus k is equal to 0. So that is shown over here. Now just write down the solution or note down the solution for the frequency sampling realization. So as m is equal to 32, m is equal to 32. So this is a even term. So for h1z, we write the equation that is equal to 1 minus z raised to minus m divided by m. So here your equation will give you the output that is 1 by m. So 1 by 32 into 1 minus z raised to minus 2. So this is nothing but the first coefficient, that is h1z. Okay, now in the h2z, what happened? You are getting the parallel filter bank, and this parallel filter bank equation is h0 divided by 1 minus z inverse plus h of m by 2 divided by 1 plus z inverse plus sigma k is equal to 1 to m by 2 minus 1 ak plus bk into z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos 2 pi k by m into z inverse plus z dash to minus 2. Okay, here now we are applying the value of m is equal to 32 in this particular equation. So when you apply m is equal to 32, here first equation remains same, that is h0 parameter is unaffected, h0 divided by 1 minus z inverse as it is plus h16 divided by 1 plus z inverse plus sigma k is equal to 1 to m by 2 minus 1, that is 15 ak plus bk z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos 2 pi k by m. Instead of m you can write 32 over here, 32 into z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. If I simplify this further, here h0 parameter remain as it is, h0 divided by 1 minus z inverse. Here this is the h16 in our equation, that is a finite impulse response, and only the parameter up to h15 are given for the values of k is equal to 0 to 15 only. So this h16 parameter we can take as a 0 because it does not exist in our equation or in our given sequence x of n. So we can consider this as a 0. And for these values, as we have noticed that we are having the value non-zero values only from k is equal to 1 to 3. So here we have taken k is equal to 1 to 3. So that is ak plus bk z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos. Here if I simplify this 2 pi k by 32, my equation will be 1 minus 2 cos pi k by 16. Pi k by 16 into z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. So this is the simplified equation we are getting. I hope all of you understand this equation. Here first I apply the value of m is equal to 32 in this upper equation. When you apply this equation, you are getting this value. Now out of this, here h16, so here you can say that is h of k. As we are having the coefficient that is having value from 1 to 15 only. So what we do, whatever non-zero parameters we consider that only, whatever zero parameter we can reduce that. So here we are getting h16 divided by 1 plus z inverse, so that we can take as a 0 value. And then this one is k is equal to 1 to 15. Okay, out of this 1 to 15, as we have discussed, we are having the value that is from 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so 0 is already applied over here, and for values of k is equal to 1 to 3, what you have to do, these are the values which are non-zero. So in this summation term, we modified from all values to the non-zero values, and whatever non-zero values that we consider, and now you are getting the equation that is ak plus bk z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos pi by k by 16 z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. Okay, now we apply the value of k and find out the value of the equation. All of you completed up to this? Please let me know so I can go for the next slide. I suggest all of you to write down this derivation, or you can do it present one thing, you can take the screenshot of this PPT, so it will be helpful for the next calculation. Okay, so let me go for the next slide. Now we are taking the value of k is equal to 1. So for the value of k is equal to 1, this equation will be a1 plus b1 z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos 2 pi by 32 z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. If you simplify this, the equation will be a1 plus b1 z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos pi by 16 z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. So this is the equation where you are taking value of k is equal to 1. Similarly, when you are taking the value of k is equal to 2, after simplification, you are getting the answer, that is a2 plus b2 z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos pi by 8 z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. And when you are taking the value of k is equal to 3, after simplification, you are getting a3 plus b3 z raised to minus 1 divided by 1 minus 2 cos 3 pi by 16 z inverse plus z raised to minus 2. Okay, so these three equations you are getting, which is nothing but these all equations are representing the H2Z, or you can say H2K. Okay, and these all values we have to implement in a parallel form. So here we are doing the cascading of H1Z, which we already calculated, and cascading of this H2Z. H1Z and H2Z. H2Z is nothing but this particular parallel filter bank. Okay, please note down this also. Then we go for the designing of the structure. Okay, so as few of you commented, you have done it. I go for the next slide. So here the block diagram is like this. Here first equation, just a second, I'm copying this equation over here. Just a second. Your first equation is H1Z is equal to 1 minus, just a second, 1 minus Z to minus M divided by M. So that will be 1 by 32 into 1 minus Z to minus 32. So in this structure, this is the first part. This is the H1Z. Okay. So here you can see this H1Z is nothing but, here scaling factor is 1 by 2, delay element is Z to minus 3, and this is representing the first, that is the, just a second, here this is give you the H1Z or first value. Okay, and as I told you, second structure we have to implement in a parallel form. So first part of this equation is H0, go for the answer of that particular example, H0 divided by 1 minus Z to minus 1. This is the first equation. Okay, first part, that is H0 divided by 1 minus Z inverse, and remaining three equations are A1 plus B1 Z inverse divided by 1 minus 2 cos pi by 16 Z inverse plus Z to minus 2. This is for k is equal to 1. Similarly, you are getting the equation for k is equal to 2 and k is equal to 3. So all these three equations we are implementing in parallel. So this is the structure. First is H1Z, then H2Z. Yeah, thus this first parameter will give you you will get the H21 value, here H22, H22, and last one is H23. Okay, so this way we are implementing this frequency sampling structure, or you can say the frequency sampling realization of the FIR filter. Okay, H1Z, then H2Z is cascaded, where H2Z is not in the normal form but is in the parallel structure. Okay, so this is how we obtain the equation, and this is how we realize the frequency sampling filter, or sorry, frequency sampling realization for the FIR filter. Okay, the main points are, the since H0 is equal to 1, the single pole filter require no multiplication. Here H0 having the 1 value, so that single pole filter requires no multiplication. So the 3 double pole filter sections, here these are the 3 double pole. Here you can see the poles are double in this case. So 3 double pole filter sections require 3 multiplication each. So total number of multiplications are 9. So total 9 multiplications are needed, and as you calculate, the number of additions for this particular structure is 13. So total number of additions are 13. So therefore, as compared to direct form structure where you require, after symmetry, what happen if you apply the symmetrical approach also, then what happen, you require the 32 by 2, 16 multiplication and m minus 1 addition, so 31 additions. So compared to that particular structure, here you require only 9 multiplication and 13 addition. So compared to that particular structure, this is a more efficient than the direct form structure. So this what we conclude from this particular example. Okay, now we go for the one more example. So in this particular example, what we are seeing, one H32 pi divided by 32, sorry, H2 pi k by 32 values are given, so which is in the direct frequency domain. Now suppose if values are given in time domain, how we will implement this frequency sampling structure? Okay, so please note down this example, second example. Determine the transfer function. Just a second, what you are asking? Okay, Ekta, please ask the what is the doubt in the structure?
Sir, can you explain that A1 and B1 multiplication part means how we are constructing this equation? I'm having some confusion in that.
Uh, Here I have shown the implementation. A1 plus B1 divided by 1 minus 2 cos pi by 16 Z inverse plus Z dash 2 minus 2. So here you can see that A1 parameter. Yes?
Yes, sir. How we are implementing it in the filter? I mean, the
Yeah, yeah.
structure.
So
How?
here this is the A1. First is, just a second, I'm copying this data and putting over there. Just a second. Okay, here A1 plus B1. Just a second, let me take the pointer. A1 plus B1 Z inverse. So this one is the structure A1. Here A1 means directly without taking any values. A1 is given without any delay elements. This is added. Then B1, which is the whatever value of X1 value, that is B1 into Z inverse. So whatever delay element, that is Z inverse, it is multiplied with this B1, which is added over here. And this is your forward path, or means you are implementing the numerator part. In the denominator, you are having 1 minus 2 cos pi by 16. 1 minus 2 cos. So this is 2 cos pi by 16. So here it is multiplied, there is inverse. So here it is delayed, and then it is 2 cos pi by 16 and then added. And then second is Z2 minus 2. So here Z inverse, first Z inverse over here, second Z inverse, and then here you are having the plus sign. Here you have to apply the reverse of that minus. So this is added over here. So this is your numerator part, and this is the denominator part. Yes, Ekta? Hope you clear now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And suppose any of you are interested for the derivation, just a second, let me, if your query is how we obtain this particular equation. So this is nothing but whatever original equation that is having the complex values. So to convert them to the real values or real parameter, we are applying this equation. the derivation of this particular expression is not part of your syllabus. That's why I'll directly given this equation of h2z, and for m is equal to odd value and m is equal to even value. And if you are interested for that, you can go for the Oppenheim and Schaefer, where the things are discussed in much detail about this, how we derive this. Because as the time is limited and your midsem is coming, I just take the data from your practice book, which is mentioned directly m is equal to odd and m is equal to even. If you are interested for this derivation, then go for the Oppenheim and Schaefer. Okay, so let me take the one more example. Okay, determine the transfer function. Determine the transfer function h of z of an FIR filter to implement h of n is equal to delta n plus twice delta n minus 1 plus delta n minus 2 using frequency sampling technique. Okay, here transfer function, first you have to determine the transfer function h of z. Okay, and here the sequence which is given to you, that is a time domain sequence, h of n is equal to delta n plus twice delta n minus 1 plus delta n minus 2. So you can say one impulse train is shown to you or given to you, which is having delta n, twice delta n minus 1 and delta n minus 2 values. Okay, so you have to implement this structure with the frequency sampling technique. So first of all, as your data are given in the time domain, so here we derive the coefficients of this h of n. So the coefficient here, you can notice three coefficients: delta n, delta n minus 1 and delta n minus 2. So here h0 coefficient having value 1, h of 1 having coefficient value 2, h of 2 coefficient value 2. So now we have to calculate the DFT of this h of n to obtain the h of k first, because here data is given in h of n form. First we require to convert them into the h of k form, or we have to derive the DFT. Okay, so we apply the equation of DFT over here. H of k, that is sigma n is equal to 0 to m minus 1, h of n e raised to minus j 2 pi k n by m. This is nothing but the general equation of DFT we have applied, but instead of xk and x of n, we have written h of k and h of n. Okay, now as here total number of samples are 3 only, so we are taking m is equal to 3. So now we are getting this equation h of k, that is summation from n is equal to 0 to 2, h of n e raised to minus j 2 pi k n divided by 3. Okay, so when you simplify this or expand this equation, the answer are like h of k is equal to h0 plus h1 e raised to minus j 2 pi k by 3, h2 e raised to minus j 4 pi k by 3. Okay, so this is the equation of h of k. Okay, now we have to calculate the value for each value of k. Here you are taking the 3 samples, so k are having the values 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so this is the h of k. Now we are obtaining the value of, so applying the value of k, that is 0, 1 and 2, and finding this. So h0, when you apply the h0, you are getting the value 1 plus 2 plus 1, so that is equal to 4, because when you apply 0 over here, these terms were having the value 1. So you are getting h0 plus h1 plus h2. These values are 1, 2 and 1. So when you apply these values, what happened? You are getting the answer 4. In second case, when you apply k is equal to 1, you are getting the equation 1 plus 2 into e raised to minus j 2 pi by 3 plus e raised to minus j 4 pi by 3. So that is equal to minus 0.5 minus j 0.866. So it will give you the value e raised to minus j 2 pi by 3. Okay, and please find out the value for the second case, as here having the typo error. Here the answer is, I am writing the answer over here, e raised to minus j 4 pi by 3. Okay, so solve it yourself. For the h2 value, I am giving you the answer. h2 is equal to 1 plus 2 e raised to minus j 4 pi by 3 plus e raised to minus j 8 pi by 3. Here this value having some typo error in the slide. So answer is e raised to minus j 4 pi by 3. So this is how we obtain the values of h0, h1 and h2. Okay, all of you please note down these values. Then I go for the next slide. All of you completed? Or just take the screenshot of this and keep it with you. Then I go for the next slide. But whenever we solve any example, I always suggest you to write the steps along with me. Okay, so if any query or any trouble is there, we can easily solve out, and also you are getting the practice of how to solve the example. Okay, let us move to the next slide. Okay, so system function, whatever system function we derived earlier, that is h of z is equal to 1 minus z s to minus m by m into sigma k is equal to 0 to m minus 1 h of k 1 minus e raised to 2 pi k by m into z inverse. Here alpha is equal to 0, so that term is totally removed from this equation. Now for m is equal to 3, the equation will be 1 minus z raised to minus 3 by 3 sigma k is equal to 0 to h of k 1 minus e raised to j, not minus but e raised to 2 pi k by 3 into z inverse. So now this is the first term, that is h1z, that is 1 minus z raised to minus 3 by 3. Here you are getting the terms not in the normal real terms, but you are getting the complex terms. So that is h0 1 minus z inverse, h1 divided by 1 minus e raised to j 2 pi by 3 z inverse plus h2 into divided by 1 minus e raised to j 4 pi by 3 into z inverse. So here this one is the value of h1z, and this will be the value of h2z. As we have calculated the value of h0, we are applying over here. h0 we are getting the value 4, so that is 4 upon 1 minus z inverse plus e raised to minus j 2 pi by 3 divided by 1 minus e raised to j 2 pi by 3 z inverse plus h2 we are getting as e raised to minus j 4 pi by 3 divided by 1 minus e raised to j 4 pi by 3 z inverse. So these are the values we are getting for h1z and h2z. Compared to previous one where we implement the terms after converting them to the real terms. But here we are deriving the complex term and we are going for the implementation of that. So here you will not find the AK and BK, A1 and B1 coefficients or AK and BK coefficient in general. Here your answer is in the H0, H1 and H2 notation. Okay, so this will be the final structure. All of you completed the slide of writing the answer up to this? Please let me know so I can go for the next slide of implementation of this H1 and H2Z. Okay, I am waiting. Just note down this and let me know. What is the query? Just a second. Jinendra, sir, from where did we got the system function? Which system function, Jinendra, you are asking? Please unmute and ask.
सर जो सबसे ऊपर लिखा है द सिस्टम फंक्शन इज
वो हमने जो पहले डिराइव किया था. लेट मी शो यू. जस्ट अ सेकंड. Okay, this is we derived when we discuss about the frequency sampling structure. This one.
ओके सर ओके
Okay, and the only difference is here alpha is equal to 0, so this term is not present over here, and here e raised to j 2 pi k is present, but this alpha term is not there, as alpha is 0 over here.
ओके
Okay.
सर
Okay, all of you please note down and let me know. And parallel to that, one more announcement is there. As I think you all got the mail from the college that now for your practical submission and all, we don't have to use the Moodle. Moodle is only for your slides and whatever test we are conducting. So as the size is the issue over there, so please don't submit any of the lab assignment or practicals on the Moodle now onwards. So now onwards we are shifting for the practical submission to Google Drives. Okay. So by today I will send one link as our 4 practicals are completed, 4 lab experiments are completed. I will share one Google Doc for that, and that you are getting the link for submission of 4 experiment. Okay. So though you have submitted first 2 experiment, I suggest all of you to modify as per my last instructions. That first 2 experiment also. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. So submit all the 4 experiment in that Google Doc. And afterwards, as you finish the experiment, I will share the Google form with you, and you have to submit your file over there. Okay, so our data will be now shipped from Moodle to Google Drive. Okay, so I suggest all of you to submit first 4 practical. You will receive the Google form link. Practical 1 separately, practical 2, practical 3 and practical 4, and all are updated as per my last instruction. Okay, means you have to write your roll numbers and your plot and all, and whatever other instruction I have given, follow that instructions and modify your first experiment also, and submit the 4 experiment on that link. And afterwards, as you experiment, after completion of the experiment within next 2-3 days, I will send you the Google form link and you submit your experiment over there. Okay, so we can continue our regular evaluation, because this time what happened, due to Moodle and all, we are not able to evaluate your experiment since last 1 month, because we are getting that error. Okay, so today I am sharing that link with you by evening, and within next 1 or 2 days you will submit the first 4 experiments. Okay, all of you completed this. So this is the implementation of this structure. First you are getting the term that is 1 minus z raised to minus 3 by 3. So that is 1 minus 1 by 3 is the multiplier, and z raised to minus 3 is the delay element. This is nothing but your h1z parameter, and h2z parameter again represented into the parallel filter bank. Okay, so first term is, as it is mentioned, 4 upon 1 minus z inverse, 4 upon 1 minus z inverse. Second term is e raised to minus j 2 pi by 3 divided by 1 minus e raised to j 2 pi by 3 into z inverse, and the second one, instead of 2 you have to take the 4. So this is the you can say frequency sampling realization of the given equation. Okay, so with this we complete the frequency sampling realization structure for the FIR. Tomorrow we will continue with the last structure of FIR filter, that is the latest structure. So in this week we will complete all the structures for the FIR filter, and by next week we will complete or we will finish all the structures which are related with the IR. So as far as your midsem is concerned, you are having the syllabus unit 1 complete, and in unit 2 up to or you can say first is the your FIR structure and then IR structures. Okay, only few topics are remaining that we will cover after your midsem. So this will be your syllabus. I will mail the details of the syllabus to you also, but as present you just note down unit 1 and unit 2. In unit 2 the FIR structures and IR structures, so that we will complete by next week. Okay, so please let me take the attendance now.